Hi there. I just want to do a talk, and this talk is called Narcissism and How to Heal It. Um, Now, for people that are new to me, I had an unexpected spiritual awakening at the age of 24, and it took me years to start to do videos. I'm 33 on my birthday, so just under 10 years this awakening journey. And when it started, I didn't know what was really happening, and it's still going on today. And what started to happen was I was freaking out when it first started happening because I didn't know what it was. And then it took me about a week, 2 weeks, and then I started to work with it and started to realize this could help me. I didn't know it was called an awakening. But, this connection between awakening and narcissism and egoic stuff is because, this awakening started. Because what awakening is, we've all got an inner divine power, an inner authentic power that knows the way. It's like a divine self. And this is what starts to come through in awakening. Right? It's like I sat down one day just before the awakening, and I had it. And in that moment of having enough of the way you're living your life, your depression, and how things are going, because I wasn't finding answers. I was blaming people externally, and I was blaming things, and then this path, I had enough. And it was like I let go, and that's when your inner God, if you will, like leads the way. And that's when I started going through this awakening process. And the reason I'm talking about narcissism is because I think that, psychologists say it, that everyone's got traits of narcissism. Now, it's just a made up name and label, I know. But yeah, everyone's got these traits of egoic traits, and this creates narcissism. And I used to be I was actually developing into a compulsive liar as well before this awakening, and that's why I'm not like that now, because the awakening showed me how to stop it. I just started. The awakening was almost like a life coach thing. That's what it was like. It was like it was this inner power that was coming through me became a life coach. And then it was like my perception changed, and then I started to look at everything as a teacher. And that's what it is. And I wanted to, the reason I'm talking about this awakening, because it connects with the narcissism. Because what happens is that I've seen this, I've seen this on the internet and YouTube and stuff, that other people going through awakenings, some of them have run away from their families. Some of them don't talk to their families because the families might have different religious beliefs. I've not had that. I mean, I think I've been quite lucky regarding my family. But what I want to say is that when you're in contact with narcissistic people, or what will happen is when you're going through awakening, you're actually healing deep core issues within. The issues you're healing, you attract that kind of people. Right? And that's really what I'm getting at. You attract what you feel. Everything's energetic. And that's what happens when you're going through this awakening, you're healing so much. But these traumas that you're healing, you will actually attract those kind of people. This is what happens. And it's because what reality is always doing, everything is oneness. And this is what happened to me. I became aware in this awakening that everything was oneness. But as I perceived it, it's actually like a twin flame thing, where it's oneness, but in an illusion of two. But it's always loving itself and healing itself by being opposite to itself. That's what's always going on. Like the dark night manifests the stars. That's why you see the stars. It's like the opposites go together, you see, and they work together as one. And that's how they grow. That's how it all grows. But that's why there's many people on the internet, I've seen them, who attract narcissistic people. It's because you're healing these deep egoic things, And these egoic emotions you're healing, you're attracting the similar emotions in your reality, right? In your space. And that's what's going on in the awakening process. And then what will happen is, as you're evolving, these energies or people will hardly be there. They'll be in your space less and less, because these egoic things, these narcissistic traits within you, they're healed, right? That's it. A narcissistic person, or someone that's not going through a spiritual awakening, for example. If you're going through an awakening and someone isn't, and they think, if they're very egoic, in their awareness, and they're very narcissistic, they will see that as a threat. And if you've been healing a lot of egoic things, you'll attract that kind of people, you see. And then, what will happen is these people will feel threatened by your journey, and you'll feel that. You'll feel that that frustration that they've got. And then this will bring out your inner problems that are deep, deep within you, and then you'll heal them. It's like I said it before, it's because the opposites are, it's almost like the opposites are like this intimate force that is always going on, like this opposite thing. But it's to make you grow. It's to make you go deep within. Now the problem is the narcissistic person who's not going through the awakening won't be healing like that, like you. And this talk is really for people that are going through an awakening, and to help people understand narcissism and how to heal it. How you heal it is you have to have a spiritual awakening. Yeah, and how you have a spiritual awakening is you simply just be present, and you let your inner voice lead the way. But you've got to really mean it, right? You've got to completely let go. It's a lot deeper than just saying it, right? You've got to let go of all outward things. And once you let go, you wake up. And this is and when you're on this journey, then you'll know how to heal these narcissistic things. Right, and this is the path of awakening. This is the path of healing, and the real path of healing has to be through the awakening. But that's how you awaken. But it's not just as simple as what I'm saying. It's a case of you've got to really mean it. It's a deep thing, right? And when it happens, when it happened to me, it was unexpected. So I was not knowing what it was. When it was first going on, I very powerful, and I wanted it to go away. I felt all this unconditional love around me, and it's still there now. It's just that what happened was I aligned with this power. It's like I aligned with it. This energetic thing that wouldn't leave me alone, and I wanted it to go away. I was very scared, and and that is how you heal it. You heal these egoic things by simply. You have to become meditation. You have to be practice presence. You have to every time you react or feel triggered to react, that's something within you, right? Like I haven't had depression for nearly 5 years, and it was through the depression and the way I was before the awakening that led to the awakening. And it was lots of things that made me wake up. I think it was lots of things. Before the awakening, I didn't really know what I was doing with my life. I was a musician and trying to become more known, but I wasn't really happy. And I think I know I had to go through that to reach to the point where you have enough and you just let God lead the way. It's like you just have it, you just let go. But it's like God only listens to authenticity. That's where it's like. And then that power just starts healing you. And it's within you. It's not up there, it's not up in the sky, it's actually within. People that say I follow him up there, they don't understand about what God is. God is a within power. And once you go within the heart space area, it's the heart area, and then you connect with it. And it's all within presence. Everything is here. I saw a Buddhist on YouTube. I was going through a spell where I was watching the Buddhism stuff, and this Buddhist who just talks, I can't remember his name, but he was saying that presence is the only thing that's real. Because everything comes from nothing. I'm not going to talk about nothingness just now. But narcissism, that's how you heal it. You heal it by every time you're triggered. Because narcissism is formed by egoic stuff and trauma, right? People talk about narcissism, even psychologists, but they don't talk about how to heal it. Because I've been going through the awakening, I've healed so much stuff. And this is, like I said earlier, this is why I haven't had depression for nearly 5 years. I was 28 when the depression went away. And 33 my birthday, which is October 22nd. So, 4 or 5 years now. And, amazing. It's really amazing that. And because this healing of the narcissistic traits, and I was also a compulsive liar. I would lie little things, and this path was like authenticity, and it wasn't allowing me to do this anymore. So I was healing from all these horrible traits. I mean, I wasn't a bad person before the awakening. I was just a little bit lost, and I didn't really have any guidance. My parents didn't really understand me, I don't think. And I don't blame them for it, because even the mother that has us, everything comes from us. We have to forgive ourselves, and then we can heal. And that's how you heal narcissism. It's all about self-forgiveness. Right? You have to forgive yourself for all the things first, because that's who we're missing. When we blame outward, what we're doing is we're trying to escape the real problem, and that's within. You see? And so when you feel that trigger, and that's how every time you feel that trigger, because that's what, like Wim Hof says. I was watching one of his videos the other day, and he said that people are our healers, and that's the truth. The outward people are our healers, and they trigger us because they're part of us. And when we feel that trigger, meditate upon that emotion, and then you'll heal it. Then you'll get clarity and insight into why that emotion is there. And this is how you heal all your inner issues, your narcissistic traits, egoic stuff. And this is the path of inner healing, and this is the path of spiritual awakening. What I'm saying right now, it's all inner. It's just that decision to let go of the outward stuff and meaning it, because God, like I say, God only listens to authenticity. And this is how you heal your narcissism. And I think I'm just going to leave it there. And if you want to check all my latest updates, or I've got a new website. Well, I never had a website before, but I've got a website. And the website is www.lovelightfamily.com, and you can check that. There's all different kinds of information on there about all different topics, because this path is, I went through an awakening, but it led to so many different topics. And there's so many topics, and for anyone watching this, if you want to check it out, please do. And I'm just going to leave it there. Thank you for watching. Thank you very much.